As a trial judge, I became frustrated over the years because the reality is illegal drugs, including alcohol and street drugs, drives the criminal justice system. Probably 70–80% of all the crimes that are done somehow at some level involve drugs. And so it's frustrating because if you lock somebody up, chances are they're not going to get any better. They'll be off the street for a while, and sometimes that just needs to happen. But a lot of individuals, they needed treatment more than they needed prison. And that's what programs such as Wisdom and Living Life Ministries is doing. And it's saying, we're going to take you where you are, we're going to introduce you to the power source, relationship with Christ, and then we're going to equip you to where you don't have to go pick up who you used to be, but you can go forward into who you're becoming.
Live from Michelin on Main, it's Your Carolina with Jack and Kimberly.
Well, our topic today is beyond recovery, and drug addiction, of course, touching many people and many families, obviously. Krista Cogdell with Heart Step is here. Hello, Krista.
Good morning.
We love what you do.
Thank you.
Because you help us at Channel 7 with some of our benefits and things. Winn Freeman is with us. Winn, you are Wisdom and Living Life Ministry.
That's right.
Kicking the addiction.
That's right.
Treating people.
Yeah, we're an in-addiction ministry.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Hammett, Rick, is it Rick or Rich?
Yes, sir, Rick.
It's touched your family too, I guess.
Yes, it has.
What are we trying to do, Krista? We're trying to, somebody gave you land already?
Well, yes. Land was donated to Winn Freeman with Wisdom and Living Life. They actually had 50 acres that were donated by a local builder. Yeah. And it would seem like out of the blue, but we just totally believe that God is orchestrating this for this ministry. And 2 modular buildings were also donated by Drexelmeyer. And so we have the property and we have the buildings, and at this point we're looking to build a residential treatment facility because Winn's ministry for years has been helping people to not just deal with addiction, but to actually end it. And there's testimony after testimony of that actually happening.
That testimony starts with Winn himself. Winn is a friend of mine, and this gentleman on the end is a friend of mine, and we have all called each other at odd hours of the nights because our families have gone through this struggle. Right. And we all have to talk about it, or we're never going to learn how to do it better. But Winn has been through it. When you ended your addiction, would you tell us briefly?
And I'm that mother's son. I'm that little girl's daddy. I'm that person that was given a 3% chance to succeed. I was told that I was institutionalized, that I always been prisoner, program, or dead. And on top of that, I had an incurable disease called alcoholism or drug addiction. It's just not like that, So when my life changed in the backseat of a sheriff's car, heroin addict and a drunk, handcuffed and shackles, and I said, God, I can't serve you because I want to go to heaven. I can't serve you because I'm afraid I'm going to go to hell. I am in hell. And my prayer was very self-centered. If I serve you, it has to be what you give me now. And my world began to change, and I moved beyond recovery.
And thus the name, Beyond Recovery, because I can tell you from having family members, and Rick, you can tell probably too, they will send you to recovery, and then they turn you loose, and it's like, what do I do with my life after this? This is the beyond.
Transformation is what is called for, not recovering, because you will never recover, because it'll be something you always try to do in your life, but you can be transformed.
And between the counsel that I got from Mr. Freeman and the rest of the staff there, it turned me around.
Our focus is not to teach people to stay clean and sober, and that sounds kind of funny, awkward when you're talking about working in the area of drugs and alcohol. But our goal, my goal, is to teach people how to live. And if you teach them how to live, you can't do the other.
There'll always be a void in it. That's why you're doing drugs and alcohol to begin with, to fill a void that can only be filled by Christ.
We want people to see that we are an alternative, and our goal is to take people beyond recovery.
Some folks say they don't want to hear that, but the deal is, until you have a right relationship with the Lord, you'll never live life.
The best part is to go up to the facility and see somebody that you know that you've seen for years over and over and over, and they're sitting in a group meeting and they are participating. They're reading the Bible, they're giving their testimony, they're telling their stories, and that's the blessing.
So the community gets back a productive citizen instead of housing yet another statistic in a jail cell. But more importantly, wives and husbands get their spouses back. children get their mother and father back.
God teaches me in 2 Corinthians 5:17 that if anyone, any man, any person be in Christ, they're a new creature, and old things pass away. And I love that word behold, because that says you can see it. Behold, it says all things become new. And that's what happened. And that's what I teach other people. I've always used an analogy. If you want to learn how to work on a car, you don't talk to a painter.
Just the sheer name of Living Wisdom and Living Life Ministry can somehow be misleading to some people, thinking there's a church behind it or there's funds that should be there, and there's not. They're not government funded, and there is no church affiliation or denominational affiliation. And so what we're looking for is a community to get involved and help us facilitate putting together a residential treatment facility that some people can get this help.
But you're talking to churchgoers and church pastors.
We are.
What do you tell them?
And what we're trying to do is we're trying to make it tangible and break down $500,000 is what it's effectively going to take to bring this into fruition. And so we're looking at, okay, do the math on that. It's we just need 5,000 people to give $100.
It's easy.
And well,
you got the land and a couple of buildings. You're a third of the way there.
I have a great responsibility to share with others about freedom, and that's what it's about. Is move beyond recovery, experiences new life, and no one is offering what we're offering. We're offering a cure. We're offering this thing to end once and for all.